presentation of the Enfield Twin Rings Cup, symbolic of hockey superiority for the three schools who call this rink, the Enfield Twin Rings, their home. So it should be a good one. Face-off between Pete Smith and Rusty Stone. And we're underway. It goes down into the Fermi end. Tim White, number 21, chasing it down for the Falcons. It goes behind Greeno, over to the near boards. Trying to keep it in is Scott Biblow, number 5. It goes back to center ice. Here's a 2-on-1 for Fermi. And blocking the first shot of the game is Derek Agruso, number 18. Making a fine play against Aaron Kramer of Fermi. Now we're back to center ice. Falcons, they lost 4-2 to Enfield the last time they played. Shot saved, Rudolph. That shot by Pete Smith. He has 12 goals this season. He almost made it 13. Falcons regroup. Falcons outshot Enfield when they met last month, but it was Rudolph. Thanks to Rudolph, a 4-2 victory. Here comes Smith for the Fermi Falcons. Dumps it in as Fermi looks for the line change. Rudolph leaving it for number 6. That's Todd Gerard, a senior defenseman. He and Agruso play together. Enfield looking for that first line change. Loose puck at center, both second line out there for both teams. Now Agruso plows in a Kaplan, number 3. And that brings a little noise in the crowd as we have number 10, that's Tommy Ward, chasing down, and he delivers a hit. That's Kramer, number 3, and 16, Rich Mascaro on the ice. Now it goes around to Mike Crowley at the point, shooting, blocked in front, and the Falcons breaking it up. They're doing that very well, breaking out of their zone, dominated the center ice so far. It goes back to Dan Crowley, number 24. The Crowleys comprising the second defensive pair for Enfield. Now here's a shot from the point, and it's blocked by Paul Stone. Paul Stone with 25 points in the season, and Greeno covers up, and there's a collision. A collision between Steve DiGregorio and Paul Stone that time, Larry.
It was a good, solid hit. I'm surprised that there wasn't a penalty called on it because he hit him right above the shoulders, got him right around the head, and they could have very easily called a charging penalty on it.
Larry, a much faster pace than last week's game. Much faster pace than last week's game when we had that 1-0 Suffield-Enfield game. They come out flying this time.
Again, you know, when you get to your crosstown rivals that we have here today against Fermi and Enfield, it's one of these things that it's going to be a rough game all the way.
Enfield sending out its first line. It's a different composition than in the past. Rusty Stone, number 12, centering the improved Mike Ball, number 11, a freshman. He scored both goals on Thursday night. Scotty Biblow, number 5, on right wing. Face-off between Smith and Stone. Puck 10 feet inside the line, and here's a 3-on-1 break for the Falcons. Smith, backhander wide. Rebound, centering in front is number 16, Aaron Kramer, but nobody there. They keep it in at the point. Kramer playing the off wing. Now Gerard, number 6, with a puck for the Enfield Raiders, and the Raiders cleared. Ball, number 11. He's by himself. He's broken up by Tim White, an excellent defenseman. Collision inside the line. Enfield comes up with it. Here's a shot and a save. Greeno cleared away. Taking that shot was number 12, Rusty Stone. Back comes Fermi. They're going end to end on this one. And that shot goes over the net. Centering pass. Crowley has it. Dan Crowley. Forechecking him is Kramer, 16. But coming up with it is Sawinski, the third line center for the Enfield Raiders. At 2.5 action-packed minutes, no score. Both teams changing lines. Mike Crowley goes back to get it for Enfield. Raiders trying to take advantage of the line change. Sawinski, he delivers a hit. Back comes Fermi, that's number 2, John Pfeiffer, a freshman, third line center. Both teams with a lot of youth out there. They're rebuilding seasons here in Enfield. Number 8 is Scott Reshot, left defenseman. Sawinski goes after it. Reshot clears it away to Dana Riley, the third line right wing, and here come the Falcons. Riley shot, blocked by Crowley, but it's immaterial as an offside call. 11:53 to go in the first period. We are scoreless.
Very fast-paced game, Paul. Coming in over the lines, taking the shots, even though there aren't that many getting through to the goalies. The shots are being taken when they see the opportunity, and so far, very fast-paced, very rough, fast-checking game.
Pellegrini centering Kaplan and Pomeroy on that there for Enfield, or for Fermi rather. Stone centering Ward, Mascaro for Enfield. Goes back to the Enfield end, behind Rudolph. Clearing pass intended for Gerard. Mascaro clears it, but not out. Trying to keep it in was DiGregorio, but instead, number 10, Tommy Ward. Tom has 14 goals in the season. Now with the puck is number 18, Derek Agruso. Centering pass. Ward goes after it. Tries to backhand, but he's in a crowd. Now Paul Stone, number 9. Pellegrini going for it for Fermi. It's along the near boards. Kept in now. Agruso drives one. Blocked by Greeno on the blocker. Greeno made 46 saves recently in a 2-2 tie against Conard of West Hartford. He has played very well in spurts this season. We have a face-off and some shoving with 11:09 to go in the first period, Larry.
Agruso made a real good shot on that going in just a little bit wide of the net, but an excellent opportunity for the Raiders to take an early lead. 11 minutes, 9 seconds left to go in the first period.
Stone, Ball, and Beblo out there for Enfield. For Fermi, it is Smith, Kramer, and Pachulis. Face off to the right of Greeno. Enfield wins the draw. It is Mike Crowley. Now it goes to the corner. Colladino, Tim White, and Mike Ball. Still loose. Fermi coming up with it. Crowley breaking up the play inside the blue line. Crowley retreating against the forechecking of Aaron Kramer. Kramer, a very promising freshman out there. Rusty Stone. Now it's kept in. Here's a two-man rush for Fermi.
Got an injured player
Shot
down the ice.
just wide. We have an injured player. An injured Enfield player over there on the far boards.
Down, excuse me, down on the ice for the Enfield player. He hit the boards and went down real heavy. I can't quite see a number yet. We'll get it for you just as quick as we can, as both coaches for Enfield, Phil Clarkin and Bill Stone, are out taking a look at him. The safety is one of the first and most important products that we try to get across to the players and the fans. Paul, it's imperative that they get out there and tend to an injury, which, as you talked to the doctor last week, it could be something serious, but most of the time it's something like we looked at with a wind getting knocked out of him. Here you'll see a replay on the injury. He's getting up now. I think, again, it was getting the wind knocked out of him.
10 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the first period, and it's been exciting end-to-end action so far, and it looks like one of the Crowley kids, Mike Crowley, a senior, number 15, and we're happy to see him get up, Larry.
Most definitely, Paul. Just getting the wind knocked out of you, that can flatten you out and just make you not even know what time of day it is, so it's very important. Here you see the replay. Wham, gets hit right in the corner and down he goes. It's one of those things. It just takes that momentarily time. We'll just take that wind right out of you and down you go.
The Pete Smith line against the Rusty Stone line. Smith wins the draw. Shot from the point by Di Gregorio, tipped wide. Now Smith goes for it. So too does Mark Pachulis. Smith, he's the main man for the Falcons. Tries to work it out back to the point. Shot from the point, save Rudolph. That save off Tim White, number 21. It goes back to White at center ice. Going for it is Beblo instead. Beblo has it. Waiting for help. He's got Ball with him. Now it's broken up with the backboards. Agruso trying to keep it in. And Rusty Stone flips it to the wall over by the Fermi bench. 10-10 to go.
A lot more physical game than we anticipated so far, Paul. They're really hitting hard. It surprised me because both of these teams just did not expect this kind of intensity out of it.
Fermi trying to keep it out. Agruso. And we have another whistle.
I can't tell when he's turning it over to me.
Face off just inside the Fermi line. Falcons clear. Icing waved off in this instance. Todd Gerard clears it up to John Drabkin, number 8, making his first shift of the game. 14 is Sawinski. Falcons keep it in, but not for long, however. Todd Gerard clearing it up to center. Now Tim White going for it, along with number 22, Mike Downs. Third line making its first appearance for the Enfield Raiders. Agruso at center ice against the forechecking of John Pfeiffer. It's third line for Fermi. Pfeiffer, Seidel, and Dana Riley. Now it's cleared along the boards. Riley feeds it up to center ice. And we have a whistle and an offside. 9:19 to go, first period. Enfield nothing, Fermi nothing from the Enfield Twin Ranks. Pellegrini, Kaplan, and Chad Pomeroy out there for Fermi High School. Paul Stone, Tom Ward, and Rich Mascaro on the ice for the Raiders. Raiders win the draw. Now it goes into the near side corner. Scott Reshot, number 8. One of 3 defensemen that Coach Rich Miltz uses regularly. Back to center. Paul Stone, little flip pass intended for Ward. Doesn't get anywhere with it, and back comes Fermi. This little drop pass intended for Chris Pellegrini doesn't get anywhere. Now here comes Tom Ward. Ward shooting from the blue line, save Greeno, puck loose. Stone shot, deflected into the corner, Ward going for it. And we're going to have a penalty, I believe, on Paul Stone. He came up with an elbow. Good call with 8:33 to go in the first period.
Very intense. You don't think they're up for this game, do you, Paul? You saw an isolated shot there earlier, Seth Rudolph, the Enfield Raider goalie. Seth is just a freshman and doing surprisingly well. Good job for Enfield so far this year. And I think a lot of Enfield's hopes for the future rest in Seth Rudolph.
Very fine goalkeeper indeed, but for now he's going to have to face the Fermi High School power play, the first penalty of the game. Paul Stone with an elbow. 2-minute penalty here in high school. They clear it in the zone, and a collision. Puck is still loose and cleared away. Now Beblo, number 5, clears it but not out. It's kept into the point shot save. Rudolph, he holds on. Seth Rudolph hanging on to a shot from the point by Scott Reshot. And there will be a face-off to the left of Rudolph.
Rudolph doing an excellent job in net, being pressured early as Fermi is out shooting Enfield. Here's a replay. You'll see Rudolph picking up and grabbing the shot.
Face-off. It is Smith against Rusty Stone. Fermi keeping it in. Pachulis centering pass. And Rudolph has to handle it. Back to the point. A shot from the left point by DiGregorio. Now it goes to the corner at Kramer. Colliding with Gerard. And clearing it out is Rusty Stone. A chase between Stone and DiGregorio. Down on the Fermi end. 1:22 to go in the penalty. Puck cleared. Shot. Beblo wide. It is along the near board. Going for it is Stone. Rusty Stone. Now coming up with it is Pete Smith, number 17. 12 goals, 8 assists, 20 points this season. Feeds it to the corner. Derek Agruso, 2 people on him, clears it up to the boards. Rusty Stone, a smart play against the oncoming Pete Smith. We have less than a minute to go in the Fermi power play. Rudolph leaving it for Dan Crowley. It goes back to center. And number 7 is Steve DiGregorio. Crowley, more than happy to just fire it down past DiGregorio. 40 seconds to go in the power play. 7:13 to go in the first period of this scoreless hockey game from Enfield. Here come the Fermi Falcons again. Across the line, this is Chad Pomeroy, number 19, as the second line is out there for Fermi, but now racing is Tom Ward. Tom Ward from 35 feet, shot, glove save, Greeno. They collide in the corner, Reshot. And number 14, Sawinski. Or Mascaro, 16, correction.
Tom Ward with that shot, Paul, has 14 goals this year, very easily connected with another one. Or 14 goals so far this year, could have very easily connected with another one there.
Okay, Mike Crowley, number 15, as the penalty is over, both teams are full strength. Here comes Fermi, shot save, Rudolph. Puck is still loose. Kramer, he was denied before. Pomeroy, number 19 on that. He had 2 chances. Pomeroy again. Chris Pellegrini also is close by and nearly had a chance. Puck cleared down, no icing as it deflected off a Fermi stick. There is 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first period. Now it's behind the Fermi net, cleared along the backboards. Number 10 is Tom Ward. Shot save, Greeno. Ward again from the wing, deflected wide. DiGregorio trying to clear it out. Agruso feeds it to the backboards. White and Tom Ward. Pachulis, or Pomeroy rather. And it goes back to center ice. Line change for both teams now. Puck loose at center ice. Here comes Fermi on a break. Shot hits a skate, hops to the backboards. Taking that shot was Pomeroy, number 19. And a little feed-up shot by number 4, Bob Seidel, and Rudolph wisely holds on with 5 minutes, 25 seconds to go first period.
Fermi definitely having the control over the shots on goal and also the in play so far, I believe, Paul. I think that Fermi's come on strong. They've come in with a full intensity to win this game, and they should have the drive. They came up with a fantastic tie the other day against Conard.
The John Pfeiffer line against the Rusty Stone line out there with 5:25 to go first period. Don't forget, between the first and second periods, we'll have the presentation of the Enfield Twin Rings Cup to Suffield High School. And also a chat with Matt Buckler from the Journal-Enquirer. Back to the action. Shot from the point is blocked. Now it just goes wide of the net. Dana Riley goes for it for Fermi. Dana Riley against Mike Crowley, centering pass, and Greeno holds on again. Not Greeno, Seth Rudolph, number 30.
That's 9 saves for Seth Rudolph so far in this first period. We're going to take a replay here on the save for Seth Rudolph. You see the shot coming around the corner. Put out in front, you see Seth getting right on top of it and holding it right there for the save.
Pete Smith against Rusty Stone, two of the best face-off people in these parts. Let's see who wins this one. It is Enfield winning it. Scotty Beblow clearing it around the boards. Tim White going for it with Mike Ball. White has it, centering pass. And that was number 20, Mark Pachulis for Fermi. Now it's Beblow across the Fermi line. He's got a shot. And Greeno smothers it. Fine save by Scott Greeno. And we've seen the goaltending so far, Larry.
Seen excellent goaltending so far. I've seen upbeat, very hard physical action. Good saves by both goaltenders involved. And just an excellent all-around game, surprisingly. We'll see a replay on that last save by Greeno. There it is. You see it up. He grabs the rebound, and he's got it right there.
Came out, did a nice job cutting down the angle, too. Tim White clearing it around the boards, trying to keep it in is Danny Crowley. It goes back to center. Sawinski broken up. Goes way back, 10 feet inside the Enfield blue line. And here's a pass intercepted by Pete Smith. He's dangerous. Smith almost doing it single-handedly, and we have a quick whistle here.
Again, we're going to see a replay on this. Good interception coming right down, the shot right in, and good second effort there on Rudolph on holding the puck down for a faceoff.
Pellegrini, Kaplan, and Pomeroy out there for Fermi. Stone, Ward, and Mascaro for Enfield. Second line for each team. Reshot and White on defense for Fermi. Agruso and Gerard for Enfield. This time it's Fermi winning the draw. A shot from the point, attempted by Tim White just wide. Now it goes back to center ice. Number 9 is Paul Stone. Paul Stone having a fine year. Gets by Reshot, but takes himself out of the play. Now a shot. And another attempt just wide. Flurry of action around that Fermi net. Agruso feeding up. They want to get it in that slot. It's a little bit crowded there, however. Gerard. And making a fine play for Fermi, and we have another hit. Agruso with a hit on number 19, Chad Pomeroy. Now they try to stuff it. Trying to do that is Pellegrini. Gerard has it. Gerard to Mascaro, to center ice to Tom Ward. Reshot on Ward. Reshot upends Ward. Reshot with the puck. 3:35 to go, first period. No scoring, but plenty of action. Gerard deflects it to center ice, where number 3, Eric Kaplan, chases it down for Fermi. Now they battle on the near side, no whistle with 3:24 remaining first period.
If this kind of pace keeps up, we're going to have a tired bunch of hockey players at the end of this game with 3 minutes, 24 seconds left to go in the first quarter, or first period of the game. Don't forget the presentation of the Enfield Twin Rings Cup to the Suffield Tri-Captains. And we'll have that for you between the first and second period, which is our long intermission, as this is our late game of the day, Paul. Well, our fans used to the long intermission on our other games being between periods 1 and 2.
Interesting thing to note, if fatigue becomes a factor, Fermi is using his third line more generously than is Enfield. The third line out there now for the Falcons as opposed to the first line for Enfield. Now going for it is Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer against Dan Crowley. You can hear the collision up here. Seidel, he's teamed up. Puck is loose in the crease. It's still loose, and a whistle and a rugby pileup.
Excellent save by Rudolph again in front of the net, really on top of it, because he has to get down, he has to be able to see the puck, and he held it for the faceoff. See a replay on it. You see Crowley going in with Pfeiffer there in the corner as they fight for it. Get the puck out to the center. The shot, Rudolph down, covers up for the rebound.
Again, the records going into the game. Enfield 5-0, Fermi 4-9-2. There's a lot of pride at this stake. Crosstown rivalry. A lot of these athletes have played against each other in other sports as well. Now it's Todd Gerard, number 6 for the Raiders. His pass up intended for Mike Ball gets a little bit astray. Now it's number 12, Rusty Stone. He brings it in. But Beblo a little bit offside for Enfield. Earlier game it was Fairfield Prep defeating Suffield 3-2. The Wildcats trying to get that 500 mark and make the state tournament. A couple of games below 500 at this point. Here's Rusty Stone. A shot hits the backboards. DiGregorio goes for it along with Mike Ball. There's a collision. Mike Ball goes down. Enfield trying to keep it in. It's along the near board. Centering pass goes through the crease and through a maze of players. Now Derek Agruso is broken up. Enfield still has it. Now it goes back to center ice. Gerard, number 6. He loses. Two-man rush for Fermi. Drop pass to Smith. Smith a backhand, and just missing it is Aaron Kramer. DiGregorio delivers a hit on Gerard. Here's a shot from the wing. White trying to keep it in. Pachulis at the backboard. DiGregorio. They're looking for a man on the slot. It's the deflects off Aaron Kramer's skate and goes back to center ice. Pete Smith, number 17. Fires it to the backboards. Agruso has it with less than 2 minutes to go in the period. DiGregorio moving up from his defensive position quite a bit the last couple of minutes. And skating it away is Pete Sawinski, and back comes Enfield. Sawinski over to number 22, Mike Downs. He takes a hit from White. DiGregorio comes in to break up the play. And they're looking for a line change. Otherwise, DiGregorio would have rushed. Outside, and we have a delay offside call now. If Enfield gets it out of the zone, which they do, play will continue. White, backhand flip a little too high for the boards, and we have a stoppage in play with 1:29 to go in the first period.
There you see the score. Enfield nothing, Fermi nothing so far, but I think the story of this game so far, Paul, has been Seth Rudolph. 11 saves so far in the first period against 4 saves for Greeno.
Good crowd here today, Larry.
Excellent crowd here, as there always is for a clash between the Enfield schools.
Pellegrini against Stone on the face-off with 1:29 to go. This is to the right of Scott Greeno. They get it to Ward in the slot. Ward flips it off. Greeno covers. That was Jeff Budenhagen, number 4, waiting at the doorstep. And I see Larry to put Budenhagen, the third line right wing, on the second line with Stone and Ward. Phil Clarkin has been juggling his lines a lot lately.
He's struggling. He's trying to get a little bit more scoring punches, as all of our teams here in the Northern Connecticut area and conference have had trouble putting the puck into the net. We've had a lot of shutouts this year, especially in our telecast games. Every game we've telecast in hockey has been a shutout so far. Face-off won by Fermi. Tim White clears it up. And it hops into the seats. Pomeroy and Agruso going for it. This is our third telecast of an Enfield Raiders game, Larry, and the Raiders have yet to score on TV. They're looking for the first goal. Suffield shut them out twice. They've shut them out twice, and so far we've had, this is the 10th straight period the 7th straight period for the Raiders. Being on television, that they've been kept off the scoreboard. Although, in fairness to the Raiders, have played very well in those games. Suffield, a tough team to score against defensively. Here comes Fermi on a rush. Smith. And when Mr. Smith is hanging around like that, you cover the puck, Larry. You don't take the chances. You have to. If you don't cover that puck up, they're going to get the rebound, and it's going to be 1-0 real quick. Here you see the shot coming in right now. Over to Rudolph, covers up. Save. 1:04 to go. Enfield winning that faceoff. Paul Stone against Smith. Goes back to center ice. Now it is Todd Gerard, a senior defenseman. Enfield has its most experience on defense. Now going forward is Aaron Kramer and Todd Gerard. Puck is loose. Smith has it. Smith bottled off. Kramer shot. Fine save. Rudolph. A little pushing and shoving with 41 seconds to go. And Rudolph is down. Let's hope he's okay.
Rudolph took a shot on that after making a save. And hopefully we'll take another look at that. Kramer getting off shot. There's the collision of the boards between Kramer and Gerard. Smith tried to kick it loose, and in the meantime, Kramer got over there in the slot. And Rudolph looks like he's okay. Don't forget, at the end of this period, we will have a special presentation of the Enfield Twin Rings Cup. Larry Patch will be on the ice with the ceremonies, also with Wayne LaChance, the general manager of the Enfield Twin Rings, and Coach Tony Odierna, some of the Suffield Wildcats. And after that, they'll be surfacing the ice, and I will be talking with Matt Buckler, the very capable sports writer for the Journal-Enquirer daily newspaper. Matt covers the Saturday afternoon doubleheaders all the time. Pfeiffer against Stone on the faceoff. And we have a little delay in the action. De Gregorio from the left point is moving up. They want to get off that quick shot. Let's see if they do. Trying to keep it in is Bob Seidel. He does, to the backboards. Dana Riley going after it for Fermi, but coming away is Agruso. Agruso up the boards. Fermi doing a fine job of forechecking the past couple of minutes. Seidel chasing down Stone. Stone clears it. And it gets away from Reshot. Beblo going for it for Enfield with 17 seconds left. Now along the near side. There's a pile up there and a loose puck somewhere if they finally whistle it down with 10 seconds to go in the first period. Glad you're with us again for this Channel 9 Game of the Week. Every week we bring you a high school sporting event, and we're getting towards postseason. We're going to carry a full schedule of tournament action involving your favorite teams in this area. Very important face-off, 10 seconds to go in the period. Our view not very good on the near side. Finally another pile-up and a whistle with 4 seconds to go. It appears that we will have a scoreless first period. Some of the Fermi High School crowd in their black, blue, and white. And it's cleared down the ice. And we have the horn signaling the end of the...
In the first period, Fermi Falcons had a total of 12 shots on goal, while Enfield only had 4.
Now it's down to the Fermi end. Pete Smith loses the puck. Mike Ball goes down for Enfield. Tim White clearing it around the boards. Backhanding it out to center ice is Aaron Kramer. Now with the puck is Pachulis, number 20 for Fermi. Going forward is Smith on the near boards. And we have a collision there with Smith and Agruso. Smith has it. No outlet in front. Now they get it up to Seth Rudolph, who pounces on it. We've played 31 seconds in the second period.
Again, Seth Rudolph being tested early in this second period, and he's going to have to hold strong. The Falcons, surprisingly, are outshooting Enfield better than a 2-1 margin so far, Paul, and that is really surprising to me because so far in the season, it's the Raiders that have been the aggressor.
Each team changing lines, perhaps that's a portent of shorter shifts for the second or third period. Chris Pellegrini taking the face-off for Fermi. White trying to keep it in. Timmy White, probably the best of Fermi's 3 regular defensemen. They try to get it in front, they can't. Now that's number 9, Paul Stone, along with Chris Pellegrini at the backboards. It's cleared around. And the Enfield Raiders skating it out. Here's Tom Ward, slap shot on Greeno, a fine save. Puck loose, cleared away. De Gregorio to number 3, Eric Kaplan. Kaplan to Pellegrini across the Enfield line. Looking for Pomeroy in front. Good back checking, however, by Enfield. Van Crowley delivers a hit in the corner. Puck is still loose. Fermi comes up with it. Centering pass cleared away Agruso. Pomeroy going for it for the Falcons of the backboard. He wants to get it in front to Pellegrini. It's not loose. And here comes Enfield High School. Number 10 is Tom Ward. He's got some good moves. However, it hits the skate of teammate Jeff Budenhagen. And back comes Pomeroy for the Falcons. Pomeroy hauled down, no call. Enfield clearing it out and chasing it is Tom Ward and Tim White. White flattens him. And coming up with a puck is De Gregorio. It's been a rough hitting game. There you see again another hit. Paul Stone, number 9, this time a shot. Save Greeno, and in the presence of Tom Ward, Greeno covers up, and we have a little pushing and shoving again.
Paul, there should have been a penalty. That was an unnecessary charge from behind, a legal check from behind. that we had on that thing, and there should have definitely been a penalty. We're going to see a replay on it. Hopefully you can see him come in here, and you see that hit from behind. That's totally illegal. There should have definitely been a call right there, and he had every right to complain.
Well, there is a penalty, and it'll be against Di Gregorio of Fermi, I believe. What we saw was the hit by Tim White against Tom Ward.
Yeah, the offense was called, or the penalty was called for the actions in front of the net because he hit him after the whistle. So we definitely have a 2-minute penalty against, no, it's against Enfield.
Penalty against Di Gregorio of Fermi at 1:48.
I'm sorry. That's right, that scoreboard's not working. It confused me a little when I looked up there and saw that the clock read 2 minutes on the home team, but it's that the other penalty clock is not working.
Okay, it'll be...
So Ward had every right to be extremely upset the way he was checked and coming up. I think I would have done the same thing, and I'm not definitely for violence in hockey.
So Enfield on the power play, and head coach Phil Clarkin reuniting that first line of Stone, Ward, and Beblo. Smith and Pachulis, the penalty killers for the Fermi Falcons. White and Reshot on defense. Paul Stone at the backboards. Coming up with it is Beblo. Now it's Paul Stone. Beblo. Ward is in the slot. Fermi in a box formation. They're going to work for that good shot. Gerard. Now it's Beblo. Agruso with Pachulis on him. Shot is blocked by Reshot. Scott Reshot trying to backhand it out. Your backhand is your weakest shot. It's tough to clear it out. And Reshot on the forehand finally ices it. 1:30 to go in the power play. No score, 12:40 to go, second period. Excellent hockey game from the Enfield Twin Rinks. This is Paul Stone, number 9. He has 12 goals, 13 assists for 25 points this season. Stone, some nice moves. Ward. Now it's a Agruso shot, and it hits Paul Stone.
Keep your eye on these Stone brothers. They're really something when it comes to this power play. They can get a shot away. Both of them had very quick shots.
Tim White gets it up to Smith, and a chase is on. Smith and Gerard. Gerard covering for Enfield. Now it's Rudolph clearing it away from Smith. Pachulis in the corner. Being chased by Derek Agruso. Gets away from Agruso, but not Paul Stone. And here comes Stone for Enfield. 12 minutes to go, second period. 49 seconds to go in the Raider power play. Paul Stone, backhander score! Between the legs of Greeno, it's 1-0 Raiders.
I told you to watch Paul Stone. He's famous for that backhand. He came down. Unfortunately for Greeno, he went down on the puck and went right between his legs. Watch it. Stone coming down the ice all by himself. Gets in front, turns with the backhand. Let's go. And Greeno goes down. As Greeno goes down, it goes right between his legs and in the net.
And Enfield breaks the television jinx. Their first goal on TV. Shut out twice by Suffield in one period of this game.
There you see a little bit of the fan reaction as Enfield takes a 1-0 lead with 11 minutes, 57 seconds left to go in the second period of play. And that should open things up a little bit, Paul. That should get the adrenaline flowing for the Raiders, and they could possibly put a couple more in here, and in turn it could key up the Falcons.
Power play goal at 3 minutes, 3 seconds. Paul Stone. That man's got some beautiful moves, and it finally paid off in a goal. Before our Channel 9 viewers, Crowley a shot from the point. Hits Reshot. Now it goes to the other side. We have a whistle. I think the netting might have gotten dislodged.
The net came off its magnetic post. There's a little magnet on a piece of steel that goes down on the ice and holds it right on, so that when the players do hit that net, it'll break loose rather than holding them on.
Rusty Stone, Mike Ball, Scott Beblo coming out for Enfield. It'll be Pete Smith, Aaron Kramer, and Mark Pachulis for Fermi. The Crowley brothers on defense for Enfield. And it's Reshot and I believe Di Gregorio. No, correction, Reshot and Smith on defense for Fermi. Here comes Pachulis. Pachulis across the line. Takes a hit from Rusty Stone. Shot saved by Rudolph. Pete Smith with a good opportunity there. It gets past White, but White keeps it in. Pachulis, shot. Deflected over the net. Kramer in the corner takes a hit. Puck loose in the infield zone. Dan Crowley clearing it around the boards. Now it's on the near side. Pete Smith getting it out in front. Score! Tied up.
They left Agruso all alone in front of that net. He just sit there and screen There was a screenshot. Seth Rudolph had no chance on it whatsoever. I hope we've got it on replay and you'll be able to see it. There you see Agruso going into the corner, coming out in front of the net, parks himself right there. The shot's going to come up. There it is, in the net. Agruso with the screen.
Aaron Kramer getting the goal. Pete Smith the assist. Time of the goal, 4 minutes. It was just 57 seconds after Paul Stone put the Raiders in the lead. The answering goal, they keep statistics on that in the National Hockey League, Larry, and coming back, and you see an unhappy Phil Clark in there, coming back to score a goal less than a minute after giving one up. Such a momentum lift. Back to live action, cleared down to the Fermi end. We're 1-1. Now clearing it away is DiGregorio. Sawinski gets to it. Back to the point, backhand flip by Agruso. Now DiGregorio getting out to Pellegrini. Pellegrini with Chad Pomeroy, 2-on-2. Falcons come to life. Here's Pomeroy, and a shot smothered by Dan Crowley, number 24. Crowley and Pachulis at the backboards. Pomeroy, rather. They tie it up, and they finally get a whistle. 10 minutes, 26 seconds, and this is standing room only in this building, Larry Patch.
It definitely is, and we're seeing the kind of game that we saw in the first period we're seeing in the second period, except twice they've dented the netting, and it makes it an even ball game. So, again, throw out all the facts and figures of who's who as far as hockey is concerned in between all Enfield schools, and we've got a real barn burner on our hands.
Okay, and Aaron Kramer getting that tying goal. He's very underrated because he plays on the line with Pete Smith. And Pachulis and Kramer are very fine wingers, but people tend to talk about Pete Smith. But right now, the people in the stands are talking about Aaron Kramer. He got that tying goal. Now, reshot is broken up by Tommy Ward. Kept in, however. It will be an offside, though.
Before that last face-off, Paul, you saw Seth Rudolph trying to tell his defenseman and trying to tell his players like Agruso, stay out of my way so I can see the puck so it's not going to go in the net.
Smith against Paul Stone on the face-off. You'll see them duel on face-offs quite a bit before this game over. You have already. Kramer delivering a hit to Agruso. It gets by DiGregorio back to center ice. Now it goes back to the Enfield blue line, Agruso. A correction, that's Gerard, number 6. He plays the right point. Rich Mascaro goes down, and we have another whistle.
I think you'll see a lot more whistles coming up shortly. The players are skating hard. They're going into the boards. They're going to try to get as much rest as they can. This is a key point, key time for your goaltenders. This is where they have to decipher whether they can take that puck and freeze it so that they can get a face-off and give their team members a rest. And right now, Fermi has to keep up that pressure on Enfield.
Back to live action. Mascaro goes for it. Now it's cleared into the corner by Paul Stone. Ward tries to make a hit on White, unsuccessful. White clears it up. Intended for Aaron Kramer, but getting there first is Gerard. Now it's DiGregorio for Fermi up to Smith. Smith gets it in. They're going to dump and chase right now. Gerard to Agruso at the backboards. Pachulis hitting him. Now it's cleared back to the point. DiGregorio. Flip pass, and it deflects, I believe, off Kramer over the boards, and we'll have a face-off. 9:27 to go, second period. 1-1 hockey game from the Enfield Twin Rinks. This Channel 9 sports exclusive.
Very boisterous crowd here today, Paul. They're making a lot of noise, and at times I can't even hear myself. There you see Phil Clark, and the head coach of the Enfield Raiders, and Phil has done a heck of a job with this ball club because really they had the nucleus of a very decent team, and he's put together some fantastic line mates.
And of course, the glory year was 1983 when both Enfield and Fermi won state championships. That was back when the likes of Craig Janney was playing in town. And of course, we know that how well Craig Janney is doing with Boston College, Larry. There's also another player from the town of Enfield, and he wasn't dressed for the Yale-Vermont game, which I saw last night, but that's Dean Charpentier from the town of Enfield and Loomis Chaffee School, Gordie Howe Scholarship Award winner last year, and Tim Taylor thinks very highly of him as well.
There's an awful lot of good hockey players that have come out of this of the northern Connecticut region. None of them so far have gone on to the pro status, although there have been a few with Suffield during their championship years ago that could have possibly gone on but chose other vocation.
Pellegrini winning the face-off against Rusty Stone. Stone, however, back checking. It's White, clearing it to center. Rusty Stone across the line. DiGregorio on him, gets the shot off anyway. Greeno with the save, White with the clear. Agruso keeps it in. And it has to go all the way across that blue line to be out of the zone. Pass back to the point away from Agruso, and Chad Pomeroy chasing him. It is behind the net. Goal scorers, Paul Stone, Aaron Kramer are dead even at 1-1. Little backhander, Tim White to Pomeroy, back to Tim White in the Fermi zone. Beblo and Rusty Stone on him. Now they collide inside the blue line. They work it free, it's at center ice. Agruso, or correction, the Crowleys are out there. Mike and Dan, Mike 15, Dan 24, hops off the stick of White, and Fermi has to retreat. Pass up intended for number 3, Eric Kaplan goes down. Rudolph has to play it. Agruso, intercepted, shot, score! And a mistake in the Enfield end, and it pops up, and it's 2-1 in favor of Fermi.
That one caught Seth Rudolph totally by surprise. He was not aware of it. He didn't even know it was there, and it went right in. It was a defensive error, no question about it, but Seth Rudolph should have been ready. Here you see it coming out. There it is in the net. He wasn't anywhere near ready to take the shot.
I believe that was Eric Kaplan, number 3, on the goal.
Kaplan got the goal, and that makes it 2-1 in favor of Fermi with 8 minutes and 9 seconds left to go in the second period.
Time of the goal, 6 minutes, 51 seconds. It is Kaplan on the goal. Falcons scoring twice in the last 3 minutes after the Stone goal for Enfield. Up and down. Now it's Tim White for the Fermi Falcons. Delivering a hit is Pachulis. Now here's Pete Smith, shot saved, Rudolph. Goes to the corner, Smith goes down with Paul Stone. Enfield coming up with the puck. Now Tim White has to chase it all the way down his own end. He's got Tommy Ward on him, Mascaro as well. White feeds it around the boards, past reshot. Kramer intercepted by Paul Stone, shot from the point, Gerard, bouncing puck, Ward, shot, we're tied. 2-2 on a goal by Tommy Ward.
Excellent play, excellent pass over from Stone to Ward, put it right in the net. Greeno had no chance on it whatsoever, and again, that evens it up. Makes it 2-2, so again, within another minute, they've scored the tying goal. As you can see the replay, save coming out, Ward, bungo, right in the net. I believe that's going to go Ward from Stone.
Ward from Stone, and also Gerard on the point. I would give Gerard a second assist as well. In any case, it's 2-2, scoreless first period. But in 8 minutes and 32 seconds, or 7 minutes and 32 seconds, there's been 4 goals scored, 2 by each team.
You know, that's more goals in one period of play, Paul, than we've seen all year.
That's true, especially with the Suffield influence. Now going forward is Pomeroy, number 19. He takes a hit. It's going to be a crazy hockey game. And an exciting one. Kaplan and Pellegrini offside.
Well, now what it's boiled down to now, it's a battle of who's going to make the next mistake, because every goal we've seen has been a very critical defensive error has allowed the goal to be scored.
Crowd very much involved. They're lining all the way around the glass to the left-hand side of the Enfield Twin Rinks, and the stands are full. And a lot of people, Larry, staying around after that Suffield-Fairfield prep game as well.
And that was a very good game. Fairfield Prep being one of the powerhouses of the state hockey in Connecticut. Suffield did a very good job in keeping the score to a 3-2 margin.
Fermi on the attack. Now it goes to the near side. Number 22 is Mike Downs for Enfield. Sawinski across the Falcon blue line, shot wide of Greeno. DiGregorio winning the race instead is Drabkin, number 8. Now keeping it in is Gerard. Agruso moving up on the point. Nobody's covering the point, so Fermi has a potential break, but Agruso tries to stuff it on Greeno. No success. Gerard, the other point man, moving up. Now they cover. And now the Falcons clear. 6:23 to go, second period. We're dead even at 2-2. Crossing the line is Dana Riley, number 9. He's on a line with Pfeiffer and Seidel. Now it goes to Drabkin, number 8, with reshot on him. Flip to DiGregorio, 10 feet inside the line as the Falcons look for a line change. Hops over the stick of Seidel down to the corner, Derek Agruso. with Pete Smith on top of him. First line out there for Fermi now. Rusty Stone. Pete Smith has it. Tries to stuff it past Rudolph, and we have a whistle and a little shoving. 5:58 to go. Second period, 2-2.
Rudolph not taking any chances getting a face-off because his team has just bounced back. He wants to get that drive back in there, get the puck down to the other zone. So Seth takes it in the corner and freezes it for the face-off. You can see him down there talking. Rudolph talking with his defensemen and his forwards, setting up their strategy coming up. Here you see a replay. Into the corner, to the side, and you know, very easily, if Seth hadn't had his skate on the outside of that net, he could have put it in.
Smith did a fine job wresting the puck away from Derek Agruso, who's a fine defenseman in his own right. Speak of the Devil, there's number 18, Agruso, with a check on Pachulis. Now it's cleared. Di Gregorio keeping it in. Deflection attempt, and a nice try there. Pachulis going after it, but a hops wide. Now it's along the near board. Pachulis battling. Coming up with it is Smith. Loose in front. Kramer shot save. Rudolph, and he covers. And wisely.
You know, this surprises me a little bit because Seth Rudolph is a type of goalie that the longer he plays, the stronger he gets. And that last goal that they scored on Seth Rudolph, you see a replay here in the corner of the heavy hitting going in and the puck being taken out, sent out right out in front to Agruso. There's the save by Rudolph. He holds on to it. But as I started to say, Rudolph, the longer he goes in a game without letting the goal, the tougher he gets. He's really a tough goalie to score on once he gets gets those butterflies out of his stomach from the first. So those two quick goals surprised me a little bit.
Chris Pellegrini line against the Paul Stone line. As we have 5:23 to go in the second period. Here comes Tommy Ward, and an offside. An offside. Mascaro offside as Ward carried it in, and we saw the referee signal, so there was no suspense right there. Face-off outside the blue line.
Temper's beginning to get a little bit touchy here, as some of the players didn't like the call by the officials on that last offside. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised. 2-2 is not going to be the final score of this ball game. Believe it or not, we're going to see some more goals scored in the rest of the second and third period.
Puck loose just to the right of Greeno. Now Jeff Buddenhagen goes for Enfield. Fermi having its second line out there. They got the second goal.
One thing you don't want to do, Paul, is leave Ward parked in front of that net the way he was about 10 seconds ago, because he'll put it in.
It's at the Enfield blue line. Buddenhagen clearing it away. Here comes Enfield. They're looking for Ward. Paul Stone with the puck. Gets it back to the point to Crowley. This is Dan Crowley. Pomeroy trying to block it. It goes to the corner. Ward. Centering pass cleared away. Di Gregorio. And a nice little touch pass from Pomeroy to Pellegrini. They work together on the last goal. Shot. Save. Rudolph off of Pellegrini. Pellegrini, who got that earlier goal to give them a 2-1 lead. Now there's going to be a face-off to the left of Seth Rudolph, freshman goalie, with 4 minutes 33 seconds to go, second period.
You know, and just to repeat on something that I talked about just a few minutes ago, on Seth Rudolph being very strong. If he stays strong in the first period, he's very tough to get a puck by. It works just the other way too. You know, if they get 2 or 3 quick goals by you, you lose confidence, you and your defense, and before you know it, the score can be 5-2.
Drabkin with reshot on him. Drabkin takes a hit from Bob Seidel, number 4. Now reshot going for it with Drabkin again. They feed it ahead to Sawinski. The chase is on. Sawinski against White. White plays very, very nicely, covering the angles and then giving a little extra shove afterwards. Now here's Drabkin, feed up. It hits Sawinski along the way. Downs tries to center. Goes back to the point. Gerard keeps it in. He unloads. Score! Dipped in. Somebody deflected it. It might have been Sawinski. In any case, it's 3-2 Enfield.
I'm sure that it was Sawinski. If we see on our replay, you're going to see that puck get deflected at the last minute. Greeno had no chance. He had no chance whatsoever to see it in front. So let's see if we can pick it up on replay on that goal. There's a shot coming in. Bingo. Or I should say coming out. Take a look at it. See it coming in. There you see it. We didn't have a real good shot of it, but I'm sure that he did get credit for the goal.
I think it's Sawinski. Unfortunately, we don't have a public address system here. But shot from the point by Gerard. Sawinski and Downs were both in front. Regardless, it's 3-2 Enfield. 4 minutes to go, second period.
And I apologize to the player at hand, Paul, by the time this is aired. If we don't have the correct goal scorer, we apologize for it, but it's strictly because we really don't know.
It's the same thing on the second Fermi goal. We have no public address here. There was a flurry in front. I thought it was Pellegrini, the right-hand shot. Number 12 is Rusty Stone. Raiders 3, Falcons 2. This is the battle we expected. Tim White delivering a hit. Pachulis clearing it out, but not out. That was number 11, Mike Ball, for Enfield in that instance. Aaron Kramer, 16, taking a hit from Beblo. It is Agruso with Pachulis on him. A lot of heavy hitting in this ball game. White shot attempt, broken up, Beblo. They kick it to center ice. 12 is Rusty Stone with reshot on him. Nice move by Rusty. Shot save, Greeno. And he almost lost. It's hard to keep your concentration with a couple players colliding into you, but Greeno handled himself quite well. We're going to have a penalty coming up, I believe.
I think it's a delayed offside.
Back to the Enfield blue line, and we have a whistle.
Oh, you're right. It is a penalty.
We will have a holding penalty with 2:54 to go in the second period.
And Paul, if I can point out something right here, Greeno has got to stop those rebounds. He's making that save, but he's kicking that puck out about 10 feet right in the slot, and it's going to, it's going to cost him another goal here in a second if he doesn't stop those rebounds from coming out. There you see the score: Enfield 3, Fermi 2. 2 minutes 54 seconds left to go in the second period of play, and we have a man in the penalty box, number 5.
We have Beblo on a hold, Larry.
Okay, Beblo on a hold.
Scotty Beblo for holding. So
let's see live action.
See if the Falcons can tie this game up. Number 6 is Pellegrini, and covering is Rudolph.
Waited too long, Paul. He had the shot. He should have taken it from the slot. Instead, he tried to get in a little bit closer. Seth moved out, cut down the angle, didn't have any shot whatsoever.
Pellegrini against Paul Stone on the faceoff. Pellegrini has 10 goals now with the goal he scored earlier. 10 goals, 5 assists. 1:40 to go in the penalty as the Raiders ice it, and Greeno has to cover. And Tom Ward goes crashing into the net.
There you have a perfect example of what I was talking about, that Greeno must control those rebounds. He made the initial stop, Paul, but what he didn't do is cover the puck up, and it was, if an Enfield player had been there for a rebound, we'd have a goal. It'd be 4-2 right now. You just see a replay, see the call there. Greeno coming out, fumbles the puck, jumps with it. You'll see the puck go right behind him, and it could have very easily gone in.
Paul Stone and Tom Ward killing penalties for Enfield. Tim White and Mark Pachulis and Aaron Kramer, the first line out there for the Fermi power play with Reshad and White at the points. Gerard makes a fine play with a check there. It goes back to center. Reshot for the Falcons. Timmy White clearing into the backboards. They're going to do dump and chase. That might play in Enfield's hand. Agruso can't clear, however. Reshot feeds it up. Goes to the backboards. Pachulis and Gerard. Gerard, before he takes a hit, feeds it up, and it goes back to center. 1:10 to go on the power play. Reshot feeds it up, but Agruso was there. Now we have a collision and a whistle, and we will have a face-off just outside the Raider blue line.
Our officials have really got to watch it down there on the ice right now. These teams are hot. The tempers are high, and if they're not careful, this thing's going to get out of hand. Minute and 4 seconds left to go in the penalty, and a minute and 58 seconds left to go in the second period. The score is 3-2 in favor of the Enfield Raiders. There you see the shot of our fans and a packed house here at Enfield Twin Rinks.
All 4 goals scored within 5.5 minutes of each other here in the second period. We were scoreless after 1. We have a minute to go on the power play, and it's cleared the length of the ice. That was Agruso in the clear. Agruso out there now with Dan Crowley, a different defensive combination. Number 8 is Reshot. Shot from the right wing. Now it's in the corner. Centering pass, just hopped through the crease there. Sawinski delivering a hit for Enfield. Now it goes over to Tim White. He's got a shot. He unloads, and it hits the backboards. They try to work it in front. 24 is Dan Crowley, and we have a whistle. 20 seconds to go on the power play. 1:14 to go in the second period.
Paul, I I'm totally surprised by what I'm seeing as far as the total offense of the Falcons right now, because I just didn't expect them to come out in the second period and be as gung-ho as they are.
The Pete Smith line staying out there for the balance of the power play. Fermi winning the faceoff. DiGregorio at the point. DiGregorio fires. It's a body in front. Fermi still in control. 10 seconds to go in the power play. DiGregorio. Now it's Kramer. Back to DiGregorio. Kramer has it. Looks for White over on the right side. Penalty almost up. 53 seconds to go in the period. Smith shot, save. Rudolph. Puck still loose. Finally a whistle. 50 seconds to go in the period. Both teams at full strength once again.
Seth Rudolph making a very key save there to hold the lead for the Raiders. You can see Seth going into the corner to avoid any kind of confrontation, because there you see the shot coming up, players coming in. He's very upset because he's got control and people are poking at him. That is a thing that really gets a goalie hot, and people continue to poke after the whistle.
Fermi keeping its first line out there for the balance of the period. And it's cleared out. There's going to be a chase. It might be an icing. It is an icing. So there'll be a face-off back next to Rudolph with 43 seconds to go in the second period. And don't go away for too long, because between the second and third period will just be a short 2 to 5 minute rest period. They don't resurface the ice at this point. They'll go on the third period.
Our fans getting very boisterous up here, and they're causing our monitor to jump and shake all over the place. Fans really like hockey in Enfield, Connecticut.
Tim White from the point feeds it around to Grusso. Takes a hit from Pachulis. Now it goes to the other side. Kramer. They jam up. Smith getting in there as well. They blow the whistle. With Todd Gerard, number 6 of the Enfield Raiders, getting in there as well. 29 seconds to go.
Paul, things have slowed down the past 2 or 3 minutes. Players get looking tired.
Especially the Fermi first line, Larry. That's been out there for a long time now.
Most certainly has. Here you see the score, 3-2 in favor of Enfield over Fermi. Just about 28 seconds left to go, Bill.
Now they get it out. Here comes a breakout for Enfield, but breaking up Beblo. Some good back checking there. 20 seconds to go. Stoneward and Beblo, that first line has been reunited for the rest of the period. They played together in the power play and got a goal. Now coming up is Kramer. Kramer, lead pass to Smith with 10 seconds to go. Smith shot, glove save, Rudolph, he covers. 7 seconds to go. You really have to watch that Smith out there, Larry.
Very good score. He's the leading scorer for the Falcons so far in this season. I'll tell you, you know, both of these clubs, in fact, all of our teams in the northern Connecticut area, Suffield, Enfield, and Fermi, Paul, next year should be a banner year. These clubs are all building. They're all young teams. Next year they should all be improved dramatically.
Okay, 7 seconds to go. This will be Pellegrini on the face-off against Paul Stone. Enfield winning at 2 seconds, 1 second. That will be the period, a very exciting period. 5 goals scored, 3 of them by the Enfield Raiders. So after a very brief rest period, we will commence with third period action. We'll take a break for now. The score, the Raiders of Enfield 3, the Falcons of Fermi 2. Stay with us. Proving freshman scored the only goals. The 11-2 loss to South Windsor the other night. Now it's at the near side. DiGregorio gets it out to center, where Derek Agruso has it for the Enfield Raiders. That pass intended for number 12, Rusty Stone, takes the spill. Puck loose, Beblo has it, feeds it up. Now moving up from the point is Gerard. Gerard takes a hit. Centering pass goes to the other side. Pachulis has it for Fermi. Pachulis knocked off the play. Reshot takes a hit from Ball, but before he does, he gets it around the boards and out to center ice. Agruso feeding it back in, delayed offside. It finally goes across the blue line. Enfield on a line change. DiGregorio has it for Fermi. Kramer. Now it gets back to center ice. Derek Agruso. Agruso now. Sawinski has it across the line. He's got a little bit of room, but no help. Downs takes a hit from Pachulis. Sawinski going for it. Now it goes back to the point. Gerard over to Agruso. Agruso unloads. Save Greeno. Puck loose. Do they knock it in? No, they don't. We have a whistle. Enfield very close, Larry, to boosting that lead to 4-2.
Enfield could have very easily taken a 4-2 lead here. All they had to do was pick the puck up and put it over the prone goalie. Greeno went down on it to making a save, thinking again he had that rebound. He did not. It went free in front. You'll see on the replay coming down. Greeno goes down. The rebound comes out. He doesn't cover up until the last minute. They're very fortunate they didn't put that in the net.
Sawinski line against the Pellegrini line. Enfield winning the draw. Here's Agruso from the point, saved by Greeno. Sawinski went for the rebound to no avail. Shot on Greeno, another save. Agruso moving up from his point position. Downs covering the point. Now Dan Crowley, number 24, is at the other defense. Now it goes to the far side. Downs on reshot. Downs bottles up reshot. Enfield forechecking very capably. Downs and Sawinski 14. And if you're a coach like Phil Clark, and you like to see that kind of play from the third line.
Sure do, and the Raiders have been putting on the pressure ever since the beginning of this third period of play. They've really been putting the pressure on the Fermi Falcons, and I'm surprised we haven't had another one put right into the net.
The Pete Smith line against the Rusty Stone line now, or Paul Stone, I should say. 13 minutes to go in regulation time. It is 3-2. Enfield over Fermi. Dan Crowley takes a nasty hit from number 17, Pete Smith, who comes up with it, but only momentarily. Mark Pachulis loses it to Agruso. Falcons keep it in, however. Timmy White feeds it up. Agruso clears it out. Still inside the blue line. Now they finally get it to center. Smith feeding it in. Crowley without his stick, and he's trying to force a face-off. Pachulis and Kramer in on the hit, and there'll be a face-off to the right of Rudolph.
And Crowley losing his stick in the corner there. There is a spot underneath the boards that sometimes that stick will stick in, and it just enabled him to lose his stick, and he had to get the face-off. Very good play on the part of Dan Crowley.
Paul Stone with Tom Ward and Jeff Budenhagen for Enfield. For Fermi is Pellegrini, Kaplan, and Pomeroy. Gerard taking a hit. Kaplan is in there. Also in there is Pellegrini. Out with it comes Enfield, however. Paul Stone for Tommy Ward. Stone flips it over to Ward. They cross the line. Here's Stone. Here's Ward. Shooting, save Greeno. And Tim White clears it around the boards. Moving up is Gerard. Gerard takes a hit from number 3. That's Eric Kaplan. And Tim White has it behind the Fermi net. Falcons trying to clear. They get it up now. Pomeroy, number 19, with Dan Crowley on top of him. Shot from the blue line. Stick save by Rudolph over to the corner. Now they keep it in. Shot, another save. Rudolph with the presence of Pomeroy and Pellegrini nearby. End-to-end action is picking up now in the third. Tom Ward with DiGregorio on him. Fine defensive play by Steve DiGregorio, one of 3 regular defensemen for the Falcons. And here comes a Fermi rush. Pomeroy, and a fine hit by Dan Crowley, number 24. Now with the puck, here's a shot. Saved by Rudolph. That save off Eric Kaplan. Number 9 is Paul Stone for the Enfield Raiders, and they ice it to relieve the pressure. 11 minutes, 25 seconds to go in regulation, and we've had a lot of excitement in this game, Larry, and we want to know what's on your mind. Write to us. Let us know what you think of these telecasts. Game of the week, Continental Cablevision, 5 Niblick Road, Enfield, Connecticut, 06082.
2 key saves by Seth Rudolph in the last minute of play, where he has actually almost stopped it. One case almost stopping a breakaway, another one making an excellent kick save off to his right-hand side, looking very, very good.
Rusty Stone with John Pfeiffer on the face-off to the left of Rudolph. Shot saved by Rudolph. Number 2, John Pfeiffer, took the shot. A little bit misfired. He didn't get as good a shot as he would have liked to, but in any instance, there'll be another face-off deep in the Raider end.
Scott Cunningham getting off a good shot there. Pfeiffer getting off a good shot there for the Falcons.
Pfeiffer wins the face-off, gets it perilously close to Rudolph, and sometimes that centerman will like to take the face-off, either shoot off the face-off or win it instead of drawing it to a teammate, Larry. to try to stick handle himself towards the goalie.
Yeah, although the key in taking that face-off, of course, as we see right there, getting it back to your man. There's a break, Paul.
Beblo with 3 shots on him, tries to get it to number 12, Rusty Stone. It goes into the corner. Centering pass, cleared away out of danger, at least for now. Pfeiffer clearing it away that time for the Fermi Falcons. Number 4 is Bob Seidel. He takes it behind the net and clears it up to Dana Riley, a senior on the third line, the right wing. Rusty Stone on top of Reshot, who backhands it to the Enfield blue line. Dan Crowley feeding it up. A lot of center ice play right now. It gets away from Bob Seidel down to Todd Gerard of Enfield. Hops off the stick of Rusty Stone. And the Falcons have to retreat. A flip pass intended for number 4 Seidel, back to Gerard. 10 minutes, 35 seconds to go in regulation time. It's 3-2 Enfield. And if we're tied, we'll have sudden death overtime. As much as 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Shot from the wing, intercepting it is Gerard. Gerard has Beblo with him. Tim White on top of Gerard. Enfield wanting a line change, so they're content to dump it in. Reshot with Sawinski on him. 10:15 to go in the third period. Now they collide and it goes back to center ice. Gerard flipping it to the line. Now here's a late pass for Smith. Smith is the main man for the Fermi Falcons. Takes a hit from Agruso, and we may have a penalty here. We have a whistle.
We keep our eye on. We're going to get a call here. He did not give a hand signal, so I don't know. There will be a penalty against the Raiders. Might be a call of too many men on the ice, Paul. It's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I don't see any signal. And going into the box is Rich Mascaro, number 16. So apparently it's a too many men on the ice penalty.
That's exactly what it was. Paul, I hate to correct you, but I have a correction to make, and it was pointed out to me by the ex-high school coach of Suffield last week, Larry Green, who watched our broadcast. He said, be sure and tell Paul Burton that all overtime in high school is 8 minutes, not 7 minutes, 30 seconds.
Okay.
So our thanks to Larry Green for correcting us on that one.
Okay, and the way these teams are going, if they have overtime, it won't last that long. Shot saved, Rudolph, and a fine one off Tim White. Pachulis at the backboard. Fermi on the power play. Smith, Pachulis, badgering Rudolph, trying to serve as a screen, and they want a screen shot, but they don't. And here comes number 10, Tom Ward. He's in. Scores! Oh, pretty. Short-handed goal by Tommy Ward. It's 4-2 Raiders.
That could just about put the icing on the cake right there for the Raiders, with Ward coming down on a beautiful breakaway. See him coming in, score, no chance for Greeno, right in the net. You could see the dejected look on Greeno's face. He knew it. It was just one of those things. It's going to go in the net.
Scott Reshot, number 8, also very unhappy. So it's 4-2 Raiders, although if you're Enfield, you can't celebrate too soon. There's still 1:35 to go on the power play. 9:36 to go, but the Falcons do look pretty dejected out there right now.
They do, and just in the other way around, the Raiders look like they really want the bragging rights real bad.
Face off at center ice. Falcons still on the power play. Let's see if they can come back from this adversity. Agruso has it for Enfield at the backboard. Crowley taking a hit from Pachulis. Going forward is Tommy Ward, the hero of just a moment ago. He scored that shorthanded goal, his second of the game. Agruso flips it, but not out. Here's Pete Smith. He's dangerous. Di Gregorio loses it to Tommy Ward. And we have another break by Ward. This time he just content to flip it to the far corner and kill time off the penalty. 1:02 to go on the power play. Dan Crowley back to Agruso. Dangerous penalty killing unit out there. Stone and Ward. Paul Stone feeds it down as each team changes skaters right now. Beblo coming out there for the Enfield Raiders. This is Steve Di Gregorio. Lead pass to Smith. They cross the line. Smith shot save. Rudolph, he covers. In the presence of number 3, Eric Kaplan. There'll be a face-off next to Rudolph. 40 seconds to go in the power play. 8:41 to go in regulation.
Enfield, or the Falcons, really have to get their act in order now with just under 9 minutes to play in regulation time in this ball game, and if they really want this one bad, they have to pick up a couple of goals in a hurry.
Beblo against Pellegrini. Fermi wins it. Di Gregorio shot and a center field catch by Seth Rudolph.
And that could have come back to haunt him on a shot like that. Goalie's usually taught if you have to stretch for a puck, let it go, because there's a good chance that could drop out of his catching mitt, fall down in that webbing, fall down in the crease and roll the puck, and it's happened before.
Sawinski and Pellegrini on the faceoff. 35 seconds to go in the power play. Again, the Falcons win. Pellegrini to Pomeroy. Shot from the point. Goes over to the backboards. Dan Crowley feeds it around. Kaplan has it. Kaplan doesn't have any teammate near him, however, and it goes past Sawinski to the Fermi blue line. Timmy White with Sawinski on him. Feeds it up to Pomeroy. Now it's Pellegrini for the Fermi Falcons. They trail by 2. 13 seconds to go in the power play. Here's a shot by White, and a tough one. Another shot. And Rudolph having a little trouble. Now he finally covers, keeps his skates on the correct side of the red line.
You know, Paul, so far in this ball game, right through the whole game so far, the Falcons have outshot and are outplaying the Raiders as far as shots on goal are concerned. But the other way around, that the Raiders have put the puck in the net when it counts.
4 ticks of the clock remain on the power play, when what looked like a promising situation for the Falcons has turned into a disaster as Ward had a breakaway goal for Enfield. There's the replay, Larry.
You can see that Seth just missing it, and he gets pushed into the corner, and those pipes are hard down there. He could have shaken himself up a little bit.
Fine job by Paul Stone winning the face-off from Smith on another break. Here comes Ward again. Chasing him is Steve Gregorio. Shot, fine save by Scott Greeno. Scott made 46 saves in a 2-2 upset tie against Conard. Petula's fine back checking by Tommy Ward. Sign of a mature player. He doesn't get the breakaway goal. He comes back and does the back checking.
They come back, they back check well. Again, you can see how things have opened up when you don't have that defensive style of play that we see in Suffield. You don't see that defensive style of play that Suffield puts up there, then we're going to see a wide open game that we've seen today. Again, it's not over yet. Still, we have 7 minutes and 44 seconds to go.
Pfeiffer against Stone on the faceoff. It's clear to center. Chasing Di Gregorio is Budenhagen. Now it goes inside the Fermi line. Budenhagen digging for it. Coming up with it is Bob Seidel. Free man rush for the Falcons. Seidel tries to get it to Pfeiffer, and Paul Stone comes away in a good transition. Stone, he's dangerous. So is Ward. Ward, a drive from about 40 feet wide of Greeno. Keeping it into the Raiders, however. It goes to the backboards. Reshot. Scotty Reshot with Tom Ward forechecking him. Now Raiders get it to center. And Enfield doing just a fine job back checking. That time you see Budenhagen, number 4. Agruso clears it up. Now here's Fermi on a rush. That shot just wide. 6:50 to go. That was Dana Riley taking the shot. Seidel forechecking. Gerard with Seidel on him. Also Dana Riley. Now they get it around. Here's a 2-on-1 break. Fermi gambling. It's backfired twice. And Beblo broken up on a fine play back there in defense by Di Gregorio. Tying up Beblo. We have a little pushing and shoving. Enfield with the backboards. Back to the point to Crowley. Shot through a maze of bodies. And it deflects over to the sideboards. Agruso moving up from the point. Keeping it in. Throwing it in front. Di Gregorio at the backboard. 6:17 to go in regulation. We have a whistle and a slashing penalty. Let's see who the guilty party is.
We're going to catch a replay here on the penalty, a slashing call against number 7 of the Falcons, DeGuerrio. 2-minute penalty with 6 minutes, 16 seconds left to go. The score 4-2 in favor of the Raiders.
Slashing penalty on Di Gregorio. Time of the penalty 8 minutes, 44 seconds. And there you see Di Gregorio in the penalty box. So when Fermi was a man up, they gave up a shorthanded goal to Ward, an excellent play by Tommy Ward. Let's see what they do now. Now that they're a man down, Paul Stone will be down there taking the face-off against Smith. Shooting is Beblo. And a save by Scott Greeno. 6:10 to go. 150 in the penalty, and now it hops out to center ice. Agruso and Dan Crowley. On the points for Enfield. Coming up with it is Paul Stone. Paul Stone broken up on a fine play. And trying to get it up further is Chris Pellegrini. There are only limits as to how far he could take it up. Nice effort there by Chris. Now it's taking a spill is Tom Ward, number 10. Play along the near sideline, hops back to center. 1:18 to go in the power play. Agruso, forechecking on Agruso is Smith. They get it up in a nice deflection pass to Paul Stone. Stone with a pass from Ward. Shot, score! And this one, for all intents and purposes, is over. It's 5-2 Enfield.
Greeno napping a little bit on that one, I'm afraid. You'll see the shot coming back. We catch it on replay. You'll see the shot taken from out on the slot, comes in, and just catches the corner. Greeno didn't even move on it. See the replay coming in. Here you see the wind-up, the shot, bingo. Didn't even see it.
Credit Tommy Ward for that little backhand flip pass that got the puck to Stone. And it's 5-2, Enfield over Fermi. 5:20 to go in the hockey game. Now here's Smith across the line. Centering pass off the skate of Agruso. Pachulis and Smith forechecking. Fermis have to gamble a little bit more offensively. They've tried it trailing 3-2 and they've been burned twice. Smith. Pachulis in the slot and a fine play by Agruso tipping it away. Now here's Tim White for Fermi. White with Gerard on him, circling behind the net. A hit by Agruso. I'm surprised they didn't call a charge. Saved by Rudolph. It's getting nasty down there in the infield end of the ice. Tim White, slap shot. Deflected, now it goes over to Downs. Credit number 16, Rich Mascaro, for breaking up that shot. And the referee's going to be careful, Larry. I sense a little chippiness, more than a little chippiness out there.
You know, we said earlier that they really have to really watch things now. It could get out of control because Fermi, you know, they played well, they've outshot Enfield, and yet they're behind. And the reason that they're behind is because of the way Rudolph is playing in net. There you see that hit behind the net by Agruso that was really good, and a good save by Rudolph. Excellent save right there.
Well, Agruso left his feet, so that would have been reason to call a charge. But in any case, we're back to live action with 4:32 to go. Enfield leading by 3 and very much in control. Here's Rusty Stone, number 12, badgered by Pomeroy. Gets off the shot anyway. Blocker saved by Greeno. Mike Ball is broken up. Pomeroy with the puck now for Fermi. Good check down there.
Checking a trip.
And we have a lot of hitting. It's chippy out there now. 4 minutes to go. 4:06. Here come the Falcons. They trail by 3. Breaking up Pellegrini is Gerard. Now here's a shot from the point. Misfiring is Tim White. White comes down with Stone on him. Badgering Stone is reshot. And another blockbuster hit there. That was Paul Stone, number 9, centering pass through the case and covering up his Greeno. Take another look at that, Larry.
You see the puck going behind, a good check behind the net.
Stone flattened White on that one. That was perfectly clean.
Just come right out. There's a puck across the goal mouth. Nobody there to take it. Wind up the rebound. Greeno holds on to it.
This is our 4th hockey game from the Twin Rings, Larry. I can say without question this has been the most exciting of the 4, both from a scoring point of view and good, hard, clean hitting. Agruso moves up to keep it in. Now it's cleared away, and the Enfield Raiders have to regroup. That's okay for them because time is on their side. Enfield leading Fermi 5-2. Act 2 of the Battle of Enfield. The Raiders won the first one 4-2 here at the Twin Rings. Agruso, lead pass intended for Paul Stone, a little too far. They'll call icing with 3:11 to go in the hockey game.
Well, it definitely looks like the bragging rights for hockey supremacy at Enfield is going to go to the Raiders for 1985-86. And a well-deserved win. They put their shots into the net when it belonged, and well-placed shots have gone in. Good effort on the behalf of Fermi. They've played well. They've played strong. And a lot of credit is due this team who wasn't expected to do anything this year, Paul, and yet they've come out and played tremendous hockey. I'm talking about the Falcons.
2 well-played teams out there. Fermi did have a 1-0 lead and 2-1 lead in this hockey game, but Enfield taking charge in the second and third period, and here's another break by Tommy Ward. Ward backhander, save, and a fine one by Scott Greeno. Ward is dangerous, but this time Greeno is up to the task. Gets a little bit away from Ward, reshot, clearing it away. We have 2:52 to go in regulation. Reshot at the backboards. Paul Stone digging for it. Shot from the point, glove save. It would have been wide anyway, but Greeno covers.
So with just 2 minutes and 43 seconds left to go in the third period, the chances of us seeing an overtime today are slim.
Third line out there for Enfield. Sawinski on the faceoff. Back to the point, it's Gerard, backhander, away from Pete Smith. Number 20 is Mark Pichulis, clearing it to center, Todd Gerard. Now it's along the near side, 2:23 to go in regulation. Here comes Kramer. Kramer across the line, little backhander just wide of Rudolph. Now Gerard, with Smith on him, moving up to keep it in is Tim White, number 21. White taking a hit from Agruso. Pete Smith going for it. And coming up with the puck is Derek Agruso, who has played an outstanding game on defense for the Enfield Raiders, believe me. Kramer has it now for Fermi. Kramer to Smith. Falcons looking to cut a 3-goal deficit. They have less than 2 minutes in which to do it. Enfield. Here's Agruso again. This time he loses it. Pichulis couldn't really get the handle. Takes a hit from Gerard, and covering is Rudolph.
I agree with you. Agruso's played a heck of a game so far for the Raiders, and again, if we had our 3-star selection, as they do in the pros, I think Agruso would be right up there for the number 1. He's made some good plays, as has Seth Rudolph in goal for the Enfield Raiders. Played a tremendous game. And you have to look at Ward and Stone, too. Maybe you have the whole team. But then again, you've got 4 or 5 of the players on Falcons that look pretty good. Oh, a nice save.
Stick save off Eric Kaplan, who's played a good game. Collision in the corner. They're just ramming into each other down there. Now Kaplan taking a hit from Rusty Stone. Pomeroy comes in with a late hit, and they blow the whistle. 126 to go. On the Fermi side, Larry, I like the game Chris Pellegrini, number 6, has played. Reshot was steady on defense, and of course you have Smith and White as the regulars. We got a replay, Larry.
You see the hits in the corner. These guys are playing for keeps. Wow, I almost got our cameraman there.
Right through the glass.
Yeah, you almost got John right down there on the glass, and he's doing an excellent job, as usual, is our people in the truck. We have to break in these new chief engineers, though, down in the truck. You know, these guys with this inexperience, so we apologize to our fans because we're breaking in a new engineer down there.
Rusty Stone, number 12, with the puck for Enfield. Little levity down in the truck there, 107, 106 to go. This is going to be an Enfield victory, 5-2 for the Raiders. And we have another hit this time against Chad Pomeroy. Gerard flipping the puck up to Budenhagen. Budenhagen, a sandwich hit by Reshot and Kaplan. Back to center ice, 47 seconds to go. Going for it is Tommy Ward, and Reshot separates him from a breakaway. Coming out is Scotty Greeno, preventing Tom Ward from getting another breakaway goal. And Mr. Greeno has to feel beleaguered at this point, Larry.
He sure does. He's played an excellent game in net, and he just hasn't had the help that he really needs. And our apologies go to, in all in fun, to John Anderson, who's taken over for engineering in the truck today and doing a wonderful job. John, we're sorry that you got to be stuck down there in that hot truck. And
Larry, you sit in the box for 2 minutes now. And let's credit Sandy Zukowski. She did just an outstanding job down there, our director and producer.
Well, Sandy's the boss. You know, we can't... John was demoted today, and Sandy's the boss.
30 seconds separating Enfield from a 5-2 victory, and we hope to have head coach Phil Clarkin after the game to talk about his Raiders. They may not go to the state tournament, but they are the champions of Enfield. And we've also had great replays today. Tim Jensen.
The whole crew. Lens cap up here on the camera has done a heck of a job. And we missed anybody?
Also, Michael on audio, too. This is our 12-star selection for the game. Speaking of John Nolan, there's 30 seconds left. Another 4 or 5 guys crashing into each other. I think that he's going to get the camera shoved into his face before the end of the game.
Well, John Anderson, now he's done engineering. He's the executive producer. Next week, he's promised us he's going to try play-by-play.
Oh, and another wrestling match, and that'll be a penalty. Aggruso hauling down Pellegrini, and going to put a stop to this now. It's getting potentially out of hand. It's 21 seconds, and let's just keep trouble from breaking out.
Well, this is what you don't like to see. You know, Aggruso didn't have to do that, unfortunately, and it's one of those things that you really don't need in this type of hockey game, as well as they have all played.
There you see the score, 5-2.
See a replay on this hit. You'll see him coming down here. Yeah, just grabbed him right by the neck, just like he was trying to wrestle a cow to the ground.
Yeah, that move belongs in Mesquite, Texas, but not here.
Exactly.
Beblo flipping it up, 15 seconds to go. Stone going for it, along with Tim White. 10 seconds. You hear the happy Enfield crowd counting it down. Reshot clears it away. 3, 2, 1. Enfield wins 5-2. Let's take a break. We'll be back with a post-game interview. The score, the final score, Enfield 5, Fermi 2.